Hi friends, in this video I'm going to talk about how to create an AWS Lambda plus an API gateway to trigger that Lambda using a serverless framework. In brief, what is Serverless Framework? Serverless Framework is a free open source web framework written in Node.js. It helps me to create AWS services in the AWS platform. For example, if I want to create a Lambda plus API gateway, I can use Serverless Framework to create these services from my machine. I would like to say these are the prerequisite. Please install the Serverless Framework in your machine if you want to follow this example. So please install this Serverless Framework first, and then please configure your default profile in your machine. If you have your AWS account, using your account credentials, you can configure the serverless so that serverless will know when you say serverless deploy, it knows which account it has to, in which AWS account it has to create these AWS services or AWS Lambda. Okay, so these are the two prerequisites to follow this demo. Okay, so let me show you a picture and explain you how to create an AWS Lambda plus an API gateway using a serverless. For example, if you are a developer, you have a Mac machine and you have already installed the serverless framework. So using the serverless framework, you can execute commands to create the Lambda plus the API gateway in your AWS account, in the AWS cloud platform. So there is one specific configuration file which is called a serverless.yml file, where I would say it's an instruction for the serverless tool. So you write all the instructions. That means, yeah, I want to create a Lambda, I want to create an API gateway, what is the name, what is the environment, what is the region. So I'll be showing this YML file now. So these are the instructions which will be followed by serverless tool, and it reads the instruction and then execute the commands in the AWS account. Okay, so let's go to the terminal and start executing. So I'm in my terminal. I'm going to create a sample folder called as Lambda, since we are going to create a Lambda. So I'm going to move to the Lambda folder and just create an npm package. Since we are going to use the Node.js as a runtime environment, I'm going to create a Node project. Okay, so I'm just creating a sample project. If I do ls, you can see it shows the package.json. Okay, it's like a template for a Node application. So I'm going to create a Node Lambda in the AWS account. So then I'm going to create a Lambda template using the serverless command. So I'm going to say create, what is the template name? We can say AWS Node.js. So I'm telling to serverless, could you please create me a Node.js template in the current directory. Okay, let's see what are the files it creates. So when I say serverless create template AWS Node.js, it creates two files. One is an entry point to my Lambda and the instruction file. I already showed you in the picture. There is a serverless.yml file which contains the configuration or instruction to this framework. I'm going to open this and show you how it looks like. Let's open this folder. Go to this Sublime text and then learn and share. Then I created this folder Lambda. Now these are the two files which was created by the serverless create command. So I created serverless create template. I gave please create me and I want to create a Lambda which can run on Node.js. Okay, so it gave me a template so that I can start working on it. So what we are going to do is I can change the name of the service, and then I would like to create a region. So EU West one. If you don't want to change the region, you can leave this. You don't have to give the region, but I would like to change the region name. That's why I'm changing it in my serverless.yml file. So this YML file, it contains the instruction for the tool, like the serverless client tool. So it reads all these steps and then deploy. So this is our lambda configuration. So I would like to add events. So how do I trigger my lambda? I'm going to use an API gateway. So this is how you create an API gateway. So this means, so I'm going to create a method. My API will be like get type. So this will be my path. So it will give me an endpoint with /hello, and then the method type would be a simple get. Okay. So using this API gateway, I can invoke this lambda. This is my core lambda function, and I can connect with the API gateway. So that's all I need to do for this demo. So I've created a lambda, and then I'm connecting with the API gateway. Let's go to this handle. So we can change the code a little bit. We are inside the first lambda in AWS, just to see how exactly it looks like. So I'm going to remove this and save. So when I test this lambda, we should be able to see this text printed on our postman. Okay, so now the changes are ready. Serverless, I've already written the instructions for the serverless framework to deploy in the AWS, and I already configured in my. Okay, so this change we have done. Let's go to the terminal. Now, so first step, I created a template, and then I modified, for the demo purpose, I modified a string and whatever required in the serverless.yml file. Then now I'm going to say to serverless framework, could you please deploy? So okay, so the command is serverless deploy. Now it's creating this lambda in my account, in my AWS account, and we are going to test it. Okay, so it started creating it. Let it create. Meanwhile, I can show you the picture what is happening now. So we created in my Mac machine, I created a template, Node.js template using serverless. Then I changed a little bit the configuration because I want to connect with the API gateway. So I changed in the serverless.yml file, and then I said deploy, serverless.deploy. So serverless deploy. Then now what's happening? It's connecting with my account, AWS account, and deploying the lambda. Now we will see how exactly this lambda looks like in the AWS account and how it's connected to the API gateway. And the last step is, once my endpoint is ready, I can hit from the postman. From my laptop, I launch the postman, and then I'll hit the API gateway. It's like a REST endpoint, I would say, and API gateway in turn hit the lambda. Okay, let's see what happens in the terminal. Yes, it's already deployed. It says like in this region, this lambda has been deployed. Let me hit and see quickly what is the response. So I'm going to click on this. You can see, hey, we are inside the first lambda in AWS. So now what happened? Serverless did its job. It created an API gateway and connected a lambda. I'm going to show you in the AWS account. So it created a lambda here, an API gateway in the AWS account, and from my postman, I hit the endpoint and I got the result properly. You can see the result here. Okay, now let's go to the AWS account. So this is my AWS account. You can see here Ireland, that means EU West 1 region. So I'm going to refresh this. You can see the lambda created. Okay, and the runtime is Node.js. So I'm going to click on this. You can see our code. See, it's connected to the API gateway, AWS. So you can see the the code. Hey, we are inside the first Lambda. Okay, so it's connected with the API gateway. If you want to see the API gateway, I would like to show that as well. API gateway. So you can see here how it's connected. You can see the endpoint is hello gate and it's connected with this Lambda, our Lambda. Okay. So just a overview. So we created a template and then we changed a little bit in the serverless.yml file and then the code, the handler.js code, and then we deployed. And once the deployment is done in the terminal, we saw the endpoint. Actually, it provided the endpoint here, and we used this endpoint and hit the endpoint using the postman, and we also saw the result from the postman. So this is how you can create an AWS Lambda plus an API gateway using the serverless framework. I would say you can try it out. Just pause the video whenever you want and then try it out on your own. It will be really useful for your career. If you like this video, please click on the like button. If you want to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe, because I'm interested to create more technical videos to all my subscribers. Thank you for your time and all the best for your career. Thank you.